said that Gutfeld talks about you all the time.
Who is he? Really, who is he?
I don't watch the show.
He has a show.
I don't watch the
Never
show.
heard of him.
Yeah.
Imagine Joy Behar trying to keep her cool while Greg Gutfeld delivers a verbal thrashing so brutal, even her foundation starts to crack. Was it a breakdown, or just Joy's ego filing for bankruptcy live on air? Buckle up, this showdown is dripping with cringe, chaos, and comedy gold you won't want to miss.
Seriously, her denial of knowing me is as believable as her red hair. But obsession? I mean, come on, Joy. Where would you even get that idea? Like Joy Behar's face, it's looking worse and worse by the day. More full of crap than Joy Behar after a night of scotch at Taco Bell. Her being named Joy is like me being named Ugly. Joy wasn't there on the show. Apparently Mondays are her days off when she feeds in the pasture. It now smells like a humid day inside Joy Behar's moo-moo. And the motives stink worse than Joy Behar's jog bra. I mean, assuming she jogs. Oh, wait, there she is. She has a point. Maybe I am obsessed, but some people are obsessed with Bigfoot, and they don't get to see him on TV every afternoon.
Joy Behar has long ruled the daytime airwaves with sarcasm sharp enough to pierce steel. With decades of eye rolls, jabs, and no-holds-barred hot takes, she's the gladiator of gab. But even the fiercest fighters stumble, and today, Greg Gutfeld turned her stage into a battlefield, roasting Joy like a forgotten holiday casserole.
And last week, Joy Behar accused Elon Musk of being pro-apartheid, but then begged him afterwards not to sue. Musk lawyers have yet to comment because they're still checking to see if it's legal to sue a cow.
Shots fired.
It's a legal question. I don't know why it's so upsetting. I don't make the rules in this country.
Intro 1. Imagine Joy Behar trying to keep her cool while Greg Gutfeld delivers a verbal thrashing so brutal, even her foundation starts to crack. Was it a breakdown, or just Joy's ego filing for bankruptcy live on air? Buckle up, this showdown is dripping with cringe, chaos, and comedy gold you won't want to miss. Intro 2. Joy Behar has long ruled the daytime airwaves with sarcasm sharp enough to pierce steel. With decades of eye rolls, jabs, and no-holds-barred hot takes, she's the gladiator of gab. But even the fiercest fighters stumble, and today, Greg Gutfeld turned her stage into a battlefield, roasting Joy like a forgotten holiday casserole.
It's about the view. It's become like a medical hospital that displays human misfailure. Like it's like here, let's look at this political oddity. You know, it's like it really is like the left-wing equivalent of a carnival sideshow, except instead of bearded ladies and fat clowns and two-headed cows. Well, let me rephrase that. But The View is a victim of the sunk cost fallacy. You know, how can you now speak the truth when for years you've been telling lie after lie after lie? Now you're carrying this big bag of rocks around you because it's too harmful for their ego to admit that we really were dishonest. And they could be honest. All they would have to say is, look, we hate Trump so much. We were willing to lie about Joe Biden because we felt he was preferable. We thought our lying and our cover-up was on your behalf. Just say that. You're still scum, but at least you're an honest scum.
Now let's talk about Greg Gutfeld. He's a walking satire factory, a guy who could turn a eulogy into a roast. With wit so dry it could dehydrate the Sahara, Greg doesn't debate, he dissects. He doesn't argue, he orchestrates takedowns. And when he aims, he doesn't miss. Intro 4. So picture this. Joy, lounging in her studio chair, confident she's seen it all. Enter Greg, calm as ever, ready to verbally carpet bomb everything Joy holds dear. This wasn't banter, it was a calculated assault, precision engineered to dismantle her entire on-screen persona.
Now to some news. The feral monsters of The View say they've never heard of you-know-who. True, the show that makes mornings hell claim that my name doesn't ring a bell. It's time for
Our view on The View. Ugh.
Yeah, the witch's coven finally shows me some lovin'. Yesterday on The View, yours truly was the subject of conversation. Apparently, the broads have no idea who I am, or so they say. Hit it, Gladys.
It started with harmless jabs light teasing about Joy's political hot takes and impassioned, incoherent rants. But Greg didn't stop there. He escalated with surgical sarcasm and logic sharper than a scalpel. No shouting, no cheek shots. Just devastating commentary that reduced Joy's fiery rhetoric to a smoldering pile of contradictions. This wasn't a debate, it was a one-man demolition show. Joy, usually poised and ready with a quip, stumbled like a ballerina mid-spin.
Republican presidential candidate Tim Scott dropped by the Furry Five earlier today, and I thought the U.S. had a distinct policy against torture. He took the opportunity to call them out over crap Joy Behar recently said about him, specifically that he doesn't get systemic racism, which is like saying Brian Stelter doesn't get Ben and Jerry's. But Joy Behar gets racism after all. She's been black on Halloween. Yeah. But Joy wasn't there on the show. Apparently Mondays are her days off when she feeds in the pasture. But that is convenient, right? It's like one of my aunts dies every time Brian Kilmeade wants to hang out.
Joy's recent takes gave Greg all the ammo he needed, and he didn't miss a beat. What began as witty banter quickly spiraled into full-on humiliation. Her sharp tongue dulled, her swagger faded. The cameras captured a crack in the fortress, a flicker of something rare. Vulnerability. Intro 7. That moment when Joy faltered was more than embarrassment. It was a rare peek behind the persona, a glimpse of the pressure that public figures carry. Her breakdown wasn't a meltdown, it was a mirror, a split-second surrender in the never-ending chess game of media warfare.
Sausage maker Johnsonville is recalling more than 42,000 pounds of pork sausage for possible contamination with plastic fibers. Fortunately, authorities were able to track all 42,000 pounds to a single location in New York City.
Joy's built her brand on bravado, sarcasm, and fire. But even the thickest walls have weak mortar, and Greg found it. The moment went viral in seconds. Memes exploded. Greg as a verbal gladiator, Joy drowning in a tsunami of sarcasm. The verdict? Greg's takedown was one of the most devastating televised moments in recent memory.
Their brains are small. But who's the dumbest one of all? True, none of them are in Mensa, but who's the most densa? Perhaps it's Sonny who mastered the art of making idiots look smart. Now The View could ask a mirror who's the dumbest one of all, but there's no way that glass doesn't shatter.
Why does it matter? Because this wasn't just a clash of personalities. It was a reminder that behind the stage lights and makeup, these media titans are human. Greg didn't shout. He didn't insult. He simply outmaneuvered with cold wit and composure. Joy, for once, didn't have a comeback.
But that's only because they keep talking. Those hens are always clucking. They get to say stupid stuff for an hour every day, and then I get to say stupid stuff for an hour every day, except on purpose. But every now and then, one of those dingbats inadvertently says something that reveals modern liberal thought so perfectly, it deserves further study. You know, like a weird serpent that washed up on the beach and you want to poke it with a stick.
Suddenly, the question wasn't whether Joy Behar faltered, it was how far humor can go before it becomes cruelty. Was Greg brilliant or brutal? Either way, he reshaped the rules of engagement. He showed that you don't need to be loud to land the hardest hit, you just need to be smart and sharp.
Iris, do you think it's a good strategy on the behalf of The View to pretend we don't exist when we know they know we exist?
That's a brilliant idea. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Gutfeld. I'm sorry, not ringing the bell.
Usually at the airport.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah. Huh? Really? I sit next to him? Really? No, this is what elitists do who can't, like, if you don't know who someone is, how did you know to automatically hate him? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, that's how fake and full of she is. Gutfeld, never heard of him. Don't like him. Why? Because why? That's why I just turned to one of my kids. Because why?
Yeah.
Because I don't know who he is. Never heard of him at all in my entire life. But why? Because I don't know. Because they are the last TV show to talk about high turnover. Mm-hmm. We've been rolling 3 steady for a long time.
Yeah.
We don't take breaks in the commercial to get away from each other. Well, that's what the drinking's for.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Joy's moment sparked sympathy from some and schadenfreude from others. Old clips resurfaced, past blunders re-examined. Her legacy now sat at a crossroads. Was this a stumble or a signal she's lost her edge? In truth, this spectacle isn't just about TV drama, it's a reflection of modern media. Perform or perish. Be bold, but never break. And when you do, the internet is watching, waiting, meme generators loaded. This showdown was more than a takedown, it was a cultural flashpoint. A reminder that in today's punditry arena, words are weapons, image is armor, and vulnerability is a risk few can afford. So what's next? Will Joy rise, regroup, and retaliate? Or has Greg just set the new standard for televised takedowns?